Hello and welcome to the Family Care Acupuncture and Health Center Facebook page. My name's Natalie, in case you don't know me, and I am an acupuncturist here at Family Care Acupuncture, and I specialize in treating women's health concerns. And so I am tuning in today to give you guys some information about my personal struggle with bad periods and how I have been working towards getting happy periods, because wouldn't it be great if we could have happy periods, and that would be like a reasonable expectation to have a quality of life every week of the month, so that you don't have to have that like period dread sort of sensation thing going. I myself had a lot of problems with my period from the time I was really young. My first period started around the time I was about 12, and they were really, really heavy and painful, like flooding menses. If you have it, you know what I mean when I say flooding. Out of control, super heavy bleeding, going through a Super Plus tampon like every 30 minutes. My mom, took me to the doctor. They're like, oh, that's normal. I'm here to tell you that is not normal. You should not expect to be bleeding out as part of your menstrual experience. That's incredibly depleting for the body. And I just really think that, as females, we should have more care and we should expect more from our providers, especially in the realm of women's health and periods, because it seems to be something that a lot of my patients struggle with, that we, don't have good options for. We need to have a better choice than just like slapping some estrogen and progesterone creams on us to like massively regulate our bodies with these additional side effects that treatment experiences. So, from the time I was 12, I had really heavy, horrible cramping periods. That went all the way through high school. It was not unusual for me to be curled in a ball, laying on the floor, like praying to God that the Advil would kick in. At that time, my doctors recommended like 800 milligrams of Advil, which is crazy. That's like a crazy high dose to be on all the time. Like that's really hard for your liver to kind of go through that. So just a lot of treatments that I personally don't agree with. That was kind of what I was left with as a kid. And then when I started college, I went on birth control in an effort to kind of regulate that and to prevent pregnancy. And I had lots of problems with birth control pills as well. I had a lot of mood issues, irritability, emotionality, just crying at the drop of a hat. I had the obligatory, 15, 20 pounds of weight gain that I couldn't get off. A lot of weird sugar cravings and stuff. And I kind of went along with that until I was about 23 or so. And then I got an IUD, which if you've ever had an intrauterine device, those things are wow, right? Like the cramping will like knock you to the floor. Like you'll just be like, hey, I'm just walking, stabbing, horrible, excruciating pain. And I had an IUD then for the next 10 years, at which point I knew that there was some stuff going on with me hormonally. I was just feeling off. I went to my primary care and they said, everything's fine. Everything looks good. Your pap smear is normal. And I just wasn't feeling right. I went to a naturopath and then was diagnosed with actually stage 2 adrenal fatigue. My reproductive system was basically shut down at that point. I was having hot flashes, all these symptoms of menopause. Mind you, I'm 35, so this is like way young to be going through those kind of symptoms. And so kind of being at that place, diagnosed with adrenal fatigue, having my hormones be completely out of control. My naturopath recommended progesterone cream, which basically made me an insane person. My partner told me he was afraid to ask me a question because he didn't know which Natalie was going to be showing up. Like if I was going to bite his head off over any little thing. Like it was really just not manageable, and it was not something that I could continue to do. And so thank God for acupuncture and Chinese medicine, because that has really been the only thing that my body has responded to in a way that is just like sustainable and comfortable, without having the emotional aspects and the weight gain aspects and the just generally feeling like shit aspects, which, it just sucks. And so, I'm here to make a difference for other women that have been kind of in the same sort of area where they're just not having any of their needs being met, and they're just kind of getting like shoved from place to place. Like, well, maybe you need a gynecologist, maybe you need an endocrinologist, maybe you need, and then like you're just going to like 70,000 fucking appointments and like you still don't have any answers and you still aren't sleeping and you're having hot flashes and your hair's falling out. Like, this is like real stuff, and you need to have a better option. So I'm here to tell you 7 reasons why you should try acupuncture and Chinese medicine to help to regulate your hormones. The number 1 reason I think is proven efficacy over time. Acupuncture and Chinese medicine have been helping women regulate their hormones and regulate their bodies for thousands of years. Bad periods are not new. This is something that has been going on since the beginning of time. And so Chinese medicine has been developed to really help women be able to walk through all the phases of their fertility from the time they start their periods through menopause and beyond. And so having a really strong track record of things proven for lots and lots of periods of time, I think is something that's really important. It doesn't involve hormones. I am not going to ever recommend that you start using this progesterone or using this estrogen or something along those lines. That is not something that is even in the scope of practice of Chinese medicine, okay? That is something that is very westernized approach. And so that would be not an issue for patients coming to see an acupuncturist for that concern. And this is really important, especially for people that are concerned or have a history of cancer in the family. You do not want to be messing with hormones if you have a history of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, reproductive cancers. Like, this is not an area where you want to be adding synthetic hormones to the picture. It's just going to increase your risk factors in a lot of different ways, and it's just frankly unnecessary because it's not the only way to regulate your period. So for those patients, please, think outside the box in that aspect. The 3rd reason you should try acupuncture is that it can be completely modified to your exact condition. What are your symptoms like? Are you having hot flashes? Are you running cold? Are you super irritable? Or are you just really stressed out? Are you having insomnia stuff? Or, is it really just cloudy thinking and fatigue? All these different symptoms have a different treatment in Chinese medicine. And so I can really dial that in specifically for everything that you're going through and then not be adding anything for stuff that doesn't apply to you. Because why shouldn't you have a customized personal experience with your healthcare? Right? Like, this is your whole life. Like, this is a big deal. The 4th reason to try acupuncture for women's health is that if the acupuncture itself isn't necessarily enough, I have all kinds of wonderful herbal formulas that I can recommend to help to support you. Because sometimes your body doesn't have the ingredients that it needs to help to regulate itself. A lot of times when patients are coming to see me for hormone issues and menstrual health issues and women's health issues, this has been going on for a long time. This isn't something that like, oh, I had one weird period and now I'm showing up at, for care. Like, this is like years usually going on. And so a lot of times to really help balance things out more quickly with things that have been going on for a long time, we might want to look at adding some herbs to the protocol here. My most favorite herbal formula is the formula called Xiao Yawan. I call her Bitch Be Gone. She is my MVP for irritability and mood issues and PMS stuff. And I have a lot of patients that just absolutely adore this formula. So that would be one that I would say, oh, thank you, angels, for making that formula for us here. So you could definitely combine acupuncture and herbal medicine for an even greater result. Reason number 5, acupuncture benefits your entire body. We're talking sleep, we're talking mood, we're talking energy, we're talking digestion, we're talking your immune system function. Hello, pandemic. So acupuncture is a really great choice to not only help you with your period, but also help you with everything else that's going on for you. Because why not feel great in every aspect of your life while you're having a happy period, right? Number 6, safe and gentle. Nowhere on my side effects risk are you going to see heart attacks and strokes like you will with your birth control pills. So that's another really important feature. Safety, having it be gentle, especially if you've gone through these like hardcore Western techniques, you might really be not in the mood if you've had some side effects and stuff to kind of go down that route ever again. That's certainly how I felt with my experiences, so I can completely understand that. And so if safety and gentleness is something that speaks to you, then, Chinese medicine can definitely be a great fit. And number 7, the juicy number 7, my favorite number, my birthday is November 7th, so 7's my lucky number. Acupuncture benefits stress, okay? Stress is the number 1 reason why my ladies' hormones are such a freaking mess. Because you're taking care of your kids and you're working and you're taking care of your partner and your house is a mess and this thing broke and this other crisis and you don't take care of yourself. And acupuncture is creating a time on your calendar for self-care where you are actually going to have the stress chemicals in your body cleared out so you can feel like yourself again. And there is nothing more powerful than having a woman feel like herself again and feeling strong again and feeling together so that she can be empowered to take care of her family and take care of the rest of her life. And so that's really something that I stand for. And so I myself am on herbs for my menses all the time. As a person who has had so many struggles in this area, and I would definitely say an advanced level of dysregulation, being that I'm already in adrenal fatigue, which basically means my cortisol is flatlined, my progesterone is all going down to the cortisol pathway, my reproductive system isn't super strong, and I'm also now 39. That is, as I'm aging, it's all the more reason to continue to support the hormone aspect, because it gets more and more dysregulated kind of as we get older and in that kind of aspect there. So I take herbal formulas for my period every day. I spend myself probably around $60 a month on my herbal supplements. And so that's kind of a reasonable expectation if this was a direction that you were going to want to go into, in addition to acupuncture. And I myself get acupuncture. I try to get treatments every week if it's possible, every other week at like my minimum. And so just making sure that I'm having that continually going on in my routine is really important. I take supplements to help balance out my adrenals, and I also take herbs to help regulate my period. It's also important to know that if you are in the menopausal, perimenopausal route and you're having the symptoms and signs of menopause, specifically the sensations of heat and the night sweats and the brain fog and kind of easily stressed out and stuff like that, I can also help to support those with different herbs that benefit the body to help to cool out things and nourish and support the fluids and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things for when you're younger and as we age in Chinese medicine and acupuncture to help women have a happy period and a happy cycle. And so I've personally walked the path of dysregulation. I know what it's like to be curled up in a ball on the floor and just be praying to God that something would happen to get you out of your misery. I've sat in the bathtub for hours waiting for, my cramps to calm down. So if this sounds like you, please don't suffer anymore. Please don't settle for less than you deserve, and if I'm not the right provider for you, just don't stop. Don't give up. Don't, let your health get away from you, because you are entitled to having a happy period just because you are a person on this planet, so please don't give up. Please don't stop trying. And if I can help you, let me know. Message me. Happy to take care of you. And I hope that was helpful. Thanks for tuning in.